And with this, we're back. It's time to finally get into gameplay. As I mentioned before, this game is done in a visual novel style.
Oh, that's an interesting way of going about it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where I kind of had to restart my save after this. Because, actually, about that, you can actually save anywhere in this game.
That's actually quite favorable, considering.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, in search mode, we can just examine anything here.
Begin investigation.
Ooh. Who is this? Clearly not a recent photograph.
I don't recall this guy from the original game.
As if it were used for an arranged marriage interview. The photo's quite old, too. The man who worked at his desk or a family member, maybe.
Let's put this in the evidence folder.
No, we don't have any.
Ah!
Ugh. By the way, in terms of auto skip, it also applies to the dialogue boxes when there's no dialogue.
Ah.
So you can just, all you have to do is just worry about the gameplay when you actually are in search mode. No, there isn't anything under the beds. Oh, actually, you want to be wary of how many things you search because this game has something known as a darkening meter. Yes, the darkening, whereas it was a plot point in the first game, it's now a gameplay mechanic. Basically, a lot of things you examine will steadily increase the darkening meter. However, there are certain events that will spike it. And by the way, in terms of this episode, I began this apparently with 10% darkening. Yeah. By the way, when you get to the main menu, it's in the shape of the proxy doll. Oh God!
Ah!
We know who that was.
That was Mayu.
In the original timeline.
She was learning about the laws of physics.
Anyway, the thing is, you want to be wary of how many things you examine as well as what things you do examine. Some things will make the darkening meter rise a bit more. For example, corpses, when you examine them, only increase the darkening meter by roughly 2% for each examination. Some will increase it much more than that. But the thing is, you do not want a darkening meter to get to 100%, otherwise, game over. You can check how much darkening you have in the menu by pressing the triangle button, I believe. And, here's the thing. Certain events in some of these episodes depend on how high your darkening meter is. Well, in this episode, to progress through the story, you must reach 40% darkening.
That just seems kind of against the logic of what they're kind of setting out to do.
Oh dear. The thing is, as your darkening increases, your field of vision gets much hazier.
I can tell.
With tints of like blood.
Ew.
Yeah, that kind of hazy vision.
Oh, so the power of magical raspberry jam hinders us. As it actually should.
Somewhat, yeah.
Seiko! Doko? Henji shite! Watashi douka shite ta! Ayamaritai no!
Uh-oh. Like a web of sinewy strings?
That's new. Or is it?
Wonder what this is. Ugh. Strands of wire.
And it's piano wire, isn't it?
May as well be. Yep. It's that sharp. I mean, seriously, just the slightest touch? Yeah.
やがてつながって大きな血の雫になった。指を伝って手首の方に 流れてる。
Oh.
ピアノ線。
Really?
いや、少し撫でただけで
Yeah,
こん
just
な
from
に
that one
深く
faint
皮膚が
touch.
切れるなんて。
Imagine what would happen if she hadn't seen that.
研いであるの。痛い。こんなのが張り巡らされた廊下。気づかずに通
She
った
would
ら
have been
大変な
diced
こと
up.
になる。
She would have been diced up and she would
幽霊
never
とかじゃな
known.
くて人為的な罠。誰がこんなこと。私は
That's a good
何
question,
者かの
actually.
悪意を感じて。
Because this never happened.
まさか
Yeah.
今
Well, then again,
この
as far as
瞬
we
間も
know,
ここ
guys, this is completely uncharted territory at this point. Even though the outcome might be the same.
私が罠に引っかかって死んだり
Because remember,
ひどい目に
we had no
遭えば
idea
よか
what
ったの
happened
に
to Naomi between the events of them splitting up
悔
and
し
then
がっている。
afterwards when she regained control of her own thoughts.
誰か見てるの。
For all we know, this could be what happened. Albeit in a different timeline now.
口をついて
Or a
言葉が
different
出た。
interpretation altogether.
怖い。ひどい。
Because we never encountered any wire like that throughout the course of the game as anyone.
Actually,
Well,
well, unless you,
aside from traps.
yeah, because there was that one trap in chapter 2.
私は無意識
Where
に
you could
涙を流してい
actively
た。
kill Ayumi.
Yeah,
切断線が張り巡らされたこの通路はこのままじゃ進むことができ
at
ない。
least for the moment, it was effectively impassable.
何かこの線を切れるような、
Just gotta find a way to disable the trap.
とにかく罠を
Disable the
解除しない
trap,
と。
huh?
Just gotta find some.
Cutting it.
来た道を引き返すこ
Well,
とにし
might
た。
as well keep. Might
Pair of
as well,
scissors?
then again, what's who's to say that she'll actually find a pair of sharp scissors instead of just rusty dull ones?
No.
Actually, no. Each chapter actually has a different theme to it in terms of exploration. This one's called Depths of Space and Time. It does fit the atmosphere, just not knowing what to expect. Getting close to the darkness is one way to learn the truth. This whole place is close to darkness, after all.
Yeah, but the darkness you do not exactly want to embrace here.
And yeah, this track itself creeps me out, as it rightfully should.
Hey, the composer's doing their job.
Yeah. Class 2A is actually open.
Really? Let's see what we can do in here. If there's anything we
Well, not much.
can do. No. Doesn't look too bad, but looks like there's something over
黒
there.
板に
Huh?
文字が書いてある。
Your friend is a traitor.
お
You're
前
going to
の
be
友
killed.
達は
Run.
裏切り者。殺される。逃げ
And
る。
there's voices in the background.
何これ。さっき聖子と来た時はこんな
And
の
even
書
she
いてなか
realizes
った
that
よ。
wasn't there before.
誰かが書いたとしか思えない。私たちの仲を裂くために。人だか霊だかわかんないけどひどい。頭がおか
And
しくなり
she's
そう
really
な。
getting pissed off about this.
誰かいるの？嫌がらせはやめて。なんなのよ。
And she just, well, as you'd expect, she runs out.
見えない存在に怒りをぶつける。私も危険な精神状態かもしれない。両目から勝手に流れ出る涙も深
You
く
may not notice, but yet you can sort of tell there's red in the screen, can't you?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, that's her field of vision starting to get a bit more hazy.
Oh, I can see it now. Now it's starting to look like how Heavenly Host was looking towards Chapter 5.
By the way, when you pass the blood-spattered wall, a number of times, her dialogue in terms of that wall changes, and eventually, if you pass through it enough times, she actually throws up, actually. A little bit of an Easter egg, actually, a bit of a demented
も
one.
また光る線。
Oh, great, more wire.
部屋の中央に切断線が走っていた。でもここにはただ一本のみ
Yeah,
張られてい
just,
るだけ。
watch your
く
head.
ぐれば奥に進めるみたい。
Oh, a lever.
何これ。教室の隅にレバーのついた古い装置が置いてある。
I wonder.
糸巻きのような大小の輪がついていて、そこからピンと張られた透明な線が教室の天井の隅に貼られて
This
い
might
る
be
よう
what we
に。
need.
これがもしかして外の罠の装置。
Well, might as well give it a shot.
大きなレバー動くかな。
Albeit it's obviously very rusty.
古びたレバーは錆びついていて簡単に動いてくれない。少しガチャガチャ遊びがあるからきっと動く構造だとは思うんだけれど。
It's kind of ironic. We're here in classroom 1A, where we first started.
Yeah, you're right. But this trap wasn't there before. Some...
Then again, you know, the school randomly changes.
さっきここに光る線を。
Who's to
But we
say?
never...
Yeah,
But we didn't really have this much of an occupational hazard with the wiring.
that's true. We haven't. Or we hadn't. Then again, this is a new timeline, so in this case, anything goes.
And considering how this place is basically Castlevania.
Yeah. Let's see, which way should we go now? Might as well give that hallway another shot.
Okay, why does this track remind me of, the soundtrack of Jinro?
Who?
Jinro, it's a OVA. It was called Jinro the Wolf Brigade.
I see.
It was kind of a
Oh,
Oh, it's gone.
no, there's another lever.
Good.
I wonder. And what does it do? It makes a bridge of sorts.
変な装置。床板
But
が
the
伸びて
piano wire was restrung.
消えていた光る線が元に戻っている。
Great.
触れないように気をつけないと。
Let's see. Serving a makeshift bridge. Well, it's sure we want to keep passing through here. We have to constantly enable and disable the trap. Another one.
光る線。階段出口に切断線だなんて。
Yikes.
ひどい。
Yeah, just be careful. Yeah, you never know what you might find. Yikes. But seriously, if someone took a tumble off those stairs,
They're dead.
very much so.
On the plus side, though, you want to know what the slight plus side to it is?
Hmm?
They won't feel it.
Sadly. Oh boy.
Oh, I know where we're going.
Oh, there's a corpse right there. Leech white skeleton remains. Well, and of course, just like in the previous game, we got name tags.
Ah, same as before.
Yep. And by the way, if you wanted to increase your darkening bit by bit, you could always just re-examine corpses. But yeah, we can't progress, by the way, until we reach 40% darkening.
That just, as I said, that really seems counterintuitive. To me, anyway.
It does.
It's like, you shouldn't have this, but we want you at this. Oh, I bet we gotta check the bucket in order to help increase it.
Well, perhaps. Best keep your distance. Let's see what's
Wait.
in here.
It's on the left side, though.
No, the girls' room has always been on the left side.
No, I meant the bucket.
Oh, the bucket. Let's see. Put it out of your mind. Don't worry. Eat, laugh, go nuts. Let the darkness in. Ugh.
For some reason, that sounds like a cereal ad. You might want to check the second stall.
Well, then again, once we reach 40% darkening and we come to the girls' bathroom, the plot goes from there.
And we know where it goes.
And yeah, we're forced to get to 40% darkening. Yep, 25%. And by the way, the playtime is, I think it's more or less your total playtime that you played the game.
Really?
I think. Because this is the second time I had to play through this episode.
Huh.
Because, footage glitched up. It glitched up during the sequence that happened in part 1. Yep. Yeah, sure. We gotta constantly, manipulate the lever. So I gotta cross the bridge, and then pull the lever, and then that will undo the piano wire. That's just demented. And there goes the wires behind her.
この装置はレバーを左右に入れるごとに光る線か穴の床板かどちらかが設置されるんだ。なんて意地悪な仕
Death or
掛け。
death? Either go splat, or you die without really feeling it.
Oh, we got some other classrooms to check out too. Classrooms which you never really went through before. Yeah, this bit right here, I believe it only occurs if your darkening is at a certain point. We reach 25% darkening, so I think this is when it happens. Uh-oh.
3年 A 組の中島さん。3年 A 組の中島さん。
Wait,
大至
grade 3 room A.
クラスへ戻ってください。
Fuck?
私
次はあ
Ugh.
なたです。
何よそれ。
I'm starting to wonder.
That's what happens when your darkening is that high. She starts hearing things. That's the thing with some of the episodes, depending on your darkening meter. I think I haven't played past episode 4, so I wouldn't know.
So the darkening is basically like the Sandy meter from Eternal Darkness.
You could say that,
なんだろう。
except that if you reach 100%, you die practically.
But wasn't Eternal Darkness the same with the Sandy thing if you were completely bonkers?
No. No. If you're in 0 sanity, then any enemies that would see you, they start draining your health instead of your sanity. That's why you gotta make sure your sanity is at a good enough level so that you don't end up losing health when they stare at you.
こっちを見て反応してるのかもしれない。誰かいるの？返事はない。だんだん気味が悪くなってきた。
Man, now she's in classroom 1B. We were never in that kind of classroom before.
Another odd continuity. What the?
And not to mention that this game actually has a whole new set of name tags.
Yeah, I see the corpse in the left-hand side.
And by new set of name tags, I mean it. I think, with the exception of maybe one name tag, none of the name tags are from the original, I think. Let's see. Showa University Middle School. Masashi Kawasaki. Ooh, a flashlight. Well, it's something.
さっきの明滅は何だったのだろう。近づくと止まったのが余計に不気味さを煽る。
Well, we might as well take it.
きっと電池があまり残っていなくてチカチカしていたんだ。
You're applying reason and logic here.
Well, she's trying to stay sane. What do you expect?
特に変わった様子はない。普通の懐中電灯。
So she'll only be able to use it for a little bit.
電池はあまり残ってな
She
さ
gotta use
そ
it
うだ。
sparingly.
残量に気をつけて使わなきゃ。
Yeah.
なるべく消しておこう。
Somehow I'm feeling that.
33%.
So we might as well head back, or do we got slightly
We're
more
gonna keep-
to do?
We're gonna keep exploring. I want to see some, maybe some more optional stuff here.
No.
Anyway, Class 1C.
その部屋に入った時、
The hell?
私はまず
If you're
違和
into
感を
this
感
place
じ
with
た。
35% darkening or higher,
耳が痛くなるほ
the
ど
room
に
changes.
しんとした教室。何の音も聞こえない。ここだけ
I know that picture's not helping me.
Yeah. Might as well.
And the corpse.
Yeah. Now, yeah. By the way, you press the L button. I believe that brings up the map. 2 skeletal remains here.
Hell, even the sound effects just give me an off feeling.
Gotta examine one and then the other to get their name tags.
Which will inevitably increase the darkening meter.
Only by 2% for each corpse. Let's see. Bikisato. Okay. What's this? Ugh.
Itchy, itchy, tasty.
Play rock, paper, scissors, and I lost.
Okay.
子供
Ah.
の描いた元気な絵。クレヨンで描かれているみたい。
By the way, any CGs you see in the story, it gets added to the gallery of spirits.
を食べているの
So we could look at this this thing over and over if we so feel like it, yeah.
That and when you listen to the OST with the cursed phonograph option, we 37%. We reached that milestone. When you do that, if you have if you have the option
その
on,
教室に
you
入
can
る
actually
時
listen to the music while
違和感を
watching
感
the
じた
CGs.
私。耳痛くて
Ugh.
教室
Her senses are rather
聞こえてるけど
disjointed, aren't they?
It,
聞こえるって気がする。
Hmm? Ugh. Yikes. Ah!
ザクロだ。
Let's take a closer look. Oh.
蛍光塗料で上から落書きされているのか。気持ち悪いな。
Yeah. I think we're done here.
yeah, I think we fulfilled our conditions.
Yeah, we have actually. But there's one more optional thing we can do.
Oh?
We can find out what's inside classroom 3A.
Really?
Well, since we have the flashlight and we have reached a certain level of darkening, we gotta pass through 3A twice more. And then we get thrown into it.
3年 A 組の
Again?
中島さん。3年 A 組の中島さん。
She's class 2-9.
クラスへ戻ってください。
Grade 3, though.
桜木学園の
As she clearly states.
やめてよ。私じゃないよ。
And
Yep, we've reached at 41%. But we're not in any danger of getting darkening to 100% at this point. And our field of vision is getting more blurry. Here we
3
go.
年 A 組の中島さん。
At this point, she just enters the classroom.
3年 A 組の中島さん。
I thought that was you that did that.
No,
大至急
we get drawn into the
ク
classroom.
ラスへ戻って
Thing
く
is,
だ
on the
さ
third
い。
time you pass through the classroom, you get pulled in.
うるさい。
Ah,
一人でに
I what?
Eh. But the outcome here, I believe that depends on what you end up seeing, because she ends up using up the flashlight's, well, last of the flashlight's batteries, and the end result depends on whether or not you actually see who's saying all these things. Oh, God.
No, no, no! Bad touch! Bad touch! No!
Ah!
So-
The thing is, if you find a source of the creepy voice, you end up leaving the classroom. But, or you can let the flashlight's batteries run out, and you get something else. Yeah, by the way, yeah, there's a timer here. Some events in the episodes are timed, and if you don't react in time, when timer reaches 0 on certain bits, bad things happen. Ah!
Ah!
Yoshi!
Ah!
Screw this, I'm out of here!
Okay, I think we quite fulfilled our conditions here.
Oh yeah. We're quite clearly ready to end the episode. Yeah, I think we're pretty much at, I think we're at 50% darkening now. I think.
何事もなかったように教室の薄暗い明かりがあれだけの音がしたのに窓も割れていない
What next? I'm not sure I want to know.
Strange but true.
Oh, 53%.
Alright then.
We've reached our limit. Let's go. Alright then. Might as well pull the lever again and make our way to the girls' bathroom.
To change for which that has already been predicted.
Well, let's find out what happens. Because it won't just end right then and there.
No. Obviously not.
See you guys in part 4 for what happens after this.